if you're a new notary, do this first. Do not make the same mistakes that all these other new notaries are making when they jump into the industry, right? So if you're new to the channel, my name is Suave. I'm a 7-figure entrepreneur. I've been making money in the notary industry since 2018-ish, something like that. It's been about 8 years going on in the notary industry. So I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing it for a while, and now I'm teaching other people how to make money in the notary industry as well. But if you're a new notary, new to the channel, you're like, yo, I just got my notary commission. I don't know what the hell to do. And you're that type of person that's scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, listening to a whole bunch of different notaries, well, you came to the right place. I'm here to give it to you straightforward and raw, pause, so that you have the information that you need. And if you stay to the end of this video, you'll be good to go. But anyways, jumping straight into it. What do you need to do first, right? Like, after you get your commission, what's the first thing you need to do, right? Oops, my bad. Assuming that you didn't already do this stuff, right? Assuming that you didn't already do this stuff when you got your commission, I'll just put it here anyways as like a bonus one. You need to learn your state laws, right? What are the things that you're allowed to do as a notary? What are the things that you're not allowed to do as a notary? You need to make sure that you understand this like the back of your hand, just so that you don't fall into any type of litigation or any type of like, you ain't trying to get sued, basically is what I'm trying to say. You don't want to do anything wrong that risks you getting sued, because then your notary business won't be able to stay around. So that's very basic. I know a lot of you guys, for the states that you're in, you have to learn this information and stuff anyway. So you probably have this already under your belt. But if you want, you can get like a little quick sheet, a little quick guide explaining to you what things you're not allowed to do as a notary. So just have that somewhere in your house. Print it off, put it on your screen on your laptop, so you just know off the back of your head, like, okay, I can't do this. I can't notarize for somebody that I'm related to or something like that. Or I can't notarize for myself. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that you need to know, right? After that, what do you want to do? And I would highly recommend you invest in your startup. So I believe in this so much, and I still do this now. Actually, I just did this, yesterday? Just invested $1,300 back into my business. But if you're new to the notary industry, if you're new to the notary business, you need to be investing money into that business. A lot of people create businesses because they want to get money, but I think a lot also forget that you need to put money into the business sometimes to make money. So what I always say to the coaching students, what I always tell to family and friends is that you're going to pay with one of two things, right? You're either going to pay with your time, or you're going to pay with your money. Your money. I said your money. I was going to say energy. But time and energy is one, and then money is the other. You're going to have to pay with one of those two. And ultimately, as you start gaining more money, the goal is to pay for things with money so you can save your time. Because money is a big resource that you can keep getting more of, but time is a limited resource. You can't get back more time once you spent it. Or at least not at the time of this recording. You know, we don't have time machines and stuff, right? But anyways, you need to invest into your startup. This means that if you have a 9-to-5, right, and you're getting paid, any sort of excess income that you have, you need to be putting that to the side so you can throw it into your business. Because you're going to need that extra money for your marketing. You're going to need that extra money for your materials, your stamps, your business cards, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to need that information, your money for that. Don't use it to do BS with. So if you're starting up this business, remember, like, okay, I need to have some money aside for my business. So you could use that for, like I said, your marketing materials. You could use that for your coaching. You could use that for your courses. But you need to be throwing money back into the business. So invest into the startup. And one thing I will say to pair with this is not only do you need to have money for the business that you're just going to use specifically to help you grow the business, but when money starts coming into your business, it's very important. Oh my gosh. And guys, this one drives me crazy. When you get money from your first notary appointments, right? When you get money from the business, you take that money, that 75, that 50, that 150, that 100, whatever it is that you got from the business, you take it and then you put it back into the business. You don't take it and be like, oh, I got $75. Let me go get my nails done. Let me go get my hair done. Let me go ahead and go to the movies. Let me use this money and go get me a fresh cut. No, you don't do that. You don't do that until you're at a good enough point to where that you can actually feel that money. Feel it. Like, you need a couple thousand. I'll just keep it a buck with you. I'll keep it 100 with you guys. But as soon as you get paid, you put that money back into the business. And everybody makes this, not everybody, most people make this mistake. They get paid and they're like, oh, I got $75, I got $100 from one signing. Finally, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna go get me some groceries. I'm gonna go, oh, finally, I can get me some shoes. Oh, finally, I got some extra income coming in. No, that's a noob move. That's a noob. Or if you guys don't know what that term means, that's like for newbies. That's for, you just got your feet wet in business. You don't take your money and use it to buy other things. You take your money and you strictly use that money to put back into the business. Because a lot of you guys out here, if you haven't taken courses before, if you haven't taken coaching before, you guys are a little bit more skeptical to use your own money that you worked in your 9 to 5 to buy a course or buy a coaching call or whatever the hell it is. But when you have money set aside for their business, you're a lot more willing to use your business money to throw back into a business resource, because it's like that's what that money was there for anyway. So you need to be building up that money that you get from your notary jobs. So what I'll say is I'll put a number on it just to make it even easier for you guys to remember. I would say your first 10 to 15 jobs, I'll probably even say 15 jobs, honestly, to keep it even safer. Your first 15 jobs, that money that is not your money. That is the business's money. Have a separate account, put that money in there, and just know that money is strictly for the business. Put all that money in there. I guarantee you guys, you'll thank me for that. You'll thank me for that. Next up is your clear pricing and boundaries. So you want clear pricing. Ooh, DARIES. I think that's how you spell boundaries. Yep. So, and this is so common. Like even experienced notaries are always asking me about this too. So, if experienced notaries are about to always ask me what I'm about to explain to you guys, that means that they're missing some sort of foundational skills in the notary business, which is why it's good to watch my content, because I explain all this stuff out to you guys. But anyways, you need to have clear pricing and boundaries. So what do I mean by that? Clear pricing is knowing exactly how much you're going to charge for documents, and you can explain this to customers in such a way that they don't get confused. I was talking to one of the students inside of the Notary Knowledge Academy, and they were saying like, okay, so I'm going to charge them this. I want to charge them $50, and then for every mile, I'm going to charge them an extra additional $2.50, and then when I print out the documents, I'm going to charge like. It needs to be simple, y'all. You don't complicate it that much, because if it's hard for you to remember your own damn pricing, when you're trying to explain this to a customer, they're gonna be like, what? Like, just tell me the price. What's the price? You need to have clear pricing. If anything, sometimes it's better to even bundle some stuff and then just telling customers one price than it is to try to get down into the minutia and have a breakdown for every little mile. Like, oh, I drove 3.6 miles. So if you multiply that by $2.50 a mile, then I'm going to charge you. Customers don't want that. Like, that's even annoying to you. Like, if you're working with a company and they're telling you all these breakdown of the pricing, and you're trying to think about it, you just want to be like, what's the price? What does it include? Answer that question clearly. You need to know that for yourself. So have a list of your pricing. Make it as simple, straightforward, and to the point as possible. And if it's something that you can memorize a little bit easy, then it's going to be easier for other customers to memorize it. If it's hard for you to just talk about what your pricing is off the top of your head, then it's going to be hard for them to remember, which is then going to cause confusion, which is then going to cause friction with the customer, which is then going to cause them to use somebody else. So it needs to be clear, and you need to have your boundaries. Like, this includes, for $100, I do this, and this, but it doesn't include this. Clear, straightforward, to the point. They know what you're doing. They know what you're not doing. Don't be like the other notaries complicating it and then like, oh, for every mile, every half a mile, it's gonna be 50 cents. What the hell? I don't want to do the math. I don't want to do that math as a coach. You think they're gonna want to do that math as a customer that just wants to have a document stamped? No, bro. It doesn't work like that. Excuse me. Next up, you want to track everything. And I wish I did this even earlier. And a lot of notaries don't do this too, because they're like, oh, I don't got that many jobs. That's why, because you don't track everything. But anyways, track everything. This means you need to be tracking sorry about that. This means that you need to be tracking all of the, every notarization that you complete, your client interactions on the basic of forms, and the payments that you charge for each client. So currently how I do it now, I keep track of their address, their phone number, their email, their first and last name, what type of document I notarized for them, did they have an ID, how many stamps it was, and if I had to do like any scan backs or stuff like that. And that was off the dome. You see how easily I can remember that stuff because I've just done it so many times? That's how you need to be with your pricing and your boundaries, by the way. But anyways, back to the pricing, everything. Those are the things you want to be keep taking track of. The reason you do this is because what you'll start to realize is you have a really good idea, a really good representation of what your customer avatar profile is. Because when you have all of that information in there, in your system, whatever it may be, whether it's Excel or some sort of CRM or project management software or a sheet of paper, you'll have a good idea of like, okay, I always get customers in this area. Let me just double down my marketing over there. So that's why it's very important to track every single thing in your business. And then I'll say last but not least, I don't know why it's not allowing me to, now you're trying to embarrass me in front of my friends. This is what we're gonna do, we're gonna go like this. Last but not least, you need to don't wait to market yourself. So I'm gonna tell you what somebody in my group is doing right now in the Notary Knowledge Academy. If you're not in the Notary Knowledge Academy too, shameless plug, we're one of the largest notary communities, always in there helping each other out, and you can even chop it up with me if you guys want to meet me and talk about notary stuff and just get straight to the business of it. Anyways, you don't wait to market yourself. When notaries jump into the industry, what they like to do is they like to get all the information they can, but what that does is oftentimes it causes procrastination. You know what I'm saying? It causes a lot of procrastination because they get their notary commission, they're in the group, they're talking, and then they're doing all this research. Before you know it, 2 months pass and they didn't get a damn client yet. So it's like, what's the point of doing all this damn research? Get in there, learn these things, just do these steps right here. Like, just get straight into it and then learn how to market yourself. Because everything is going to come back down to your marketing, how good you are, how creative your marketing can be, and using things like the Notary Hired system, which I teach people to get clients a lot faster. Because there's so much fluff out here that it's easy to get lost in the sauce of the notary world and any other industry at that fact. So just focus on the 20% that brings you the 80% of the results, and oftentimes that tends to be the marketing. So focus on those things. If you do these things first, you'll be ahead of like 99% of other notaries. So focus on these first and you'll be good. Anyways, if you like this video, if it helped, put it in the comments below. If you guys don't put a comment there, I'm thinking that this video is not helping out. So put a comment below, at least help a brother out. Let me know like, okay, I got some information from this. So I'll keep putting up videos 100% free, not costing y'all nothing. And you can also join in the Notary Knowledge Academy, 100% free. But I got some freebies for you at the end of this video. Make sure to listen to this video. At the end of this, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Peace, love, your boy Knowledge is out, and check out this video. If you found this helpful, make sure to join our free Notary Knowledge Academy. It's the #1 community for all notaries. And if you need one-on-one mentorship on how to grow your business from 3 to 8K plus in your notary business, all the links are down below. Go ahead and click that, and I'll see you guys on the inside.